Hello friends, today I want to talk about why business is hard, but it can be much harder if you do not know what you are doing. Now, over the past 7 years, I have had the chance to invest in up to 37 companies at this point, mostly as a venture capitalist with a small seed fund in Spain that I helped co-found in 2015, but also as a business angel. And over the years, I've seen time and time again entrepreneurs from all walks of life make some of the same mistakes every time, which has led me to realize that there are simple truths that if you honor them, you will get much better results in your business career, both as an entrepreneur or as an investor. So this video is about showing you the things that I've learned the hard way, so you don't need to wait to learn them the hard way. Hopefully they're useful to you. So let's get to it. Hey, I'm Liam, CEO and founder of Selfmastered, a peak performance training company that transforms entrepreneurs into elite performers that can achieve in one day what they previously achieved in 1 week. I've coached and trained hundreds of entrepreneurs and invested in 37 of them. So I don't claim I have all the answers, because obviously I don't, but I think my experience at least allows me to discuss them. Hopefully this can be useful to you. So 1, execution is strategy for breakfast. This one is very common in the startup world. Everybody knows that dreaming big ideas is simple enough, but the hardest thing is to actually execute on them. But I still see this mistake time and time again, especially done by first-time founders, because they see a gap in the market. They see an opportunity to drive value, but business is not about spotting gaps, it's about filling gaps. So unless you train yourself to be very good at execution, then your strategic thinking skills will not be enough to secure a spot in the market. In fact, many times I've lost money myself, but also I've left money betting on highly strategic thinkers that could not execute as well as they could analyze and strategize. So first, execution is more important than strategy. 2, performance is more important than execution, because the ability to make things happen, the ability to execute, relies on people working in unison, in coordination towards a common goal. If these people are not performing at elite level, if they're not doing the things they need to do to the best of their ability for whatever reason, then execution is going to be faulty. You can have the best execution framework, track as many KPIs as you'd like to track, but if you are not performing at your best, you will not execute at your best. Which is why performance, it's execution for breakfast. And that's one of the core truths that led me to found this company, Selfmastered, which is focused on helping people perform at their peak. 3, your physiology determines your reality, right? If you go one level deeper about what performance truly is, we can see that most of our processes, cognitive processes, happen below our level of awareness, and they have a physiological origin. In other words, the hormones are in your body, the physical conditions that your body may be in, how does your mind and your body relate to each other? All of these aspects of physiology are crucial in performance. The better tuned your physiology is, the healthier you are, the better decisions you will drive, the more you'll be able to work, the more intense your focus will be. So looking at the physiology behind your performance is also very important. Funnily enough, during my VC career, I saw a correlation between those entrepreneurs who were very fit and healthy, that obviously exercised and went to the gym, and those that had the best results, right? There was a 1-1 correlation between how healthy someone seemed to be and how well the company was doing, right? So I thought that since both discipline in the gym and in the kitchen is about discipline, well then that correlates with discipline in business, really. Only the intense survive. So there's a huge difference between someone who goes 90% of the way to someone that goes 100% of the way. Why do I say this? Because the devil is in the details. If you're truly intense about what you're doing and you try to make it as good as you can within the time frame that you've set for yourself, in other words, if you do not get distracted and if you truly do the work with the best of your ability, your results will go up. It is just normal. The quality of the work will be better. As the Roman Emperor Augustus said, festina lente, make haste slowly. In order to go fast, I need to go slow. What he meant was only the intense have the luxury of moving forward every time. Because if you do not do your work to the best of your ability, you will have to redo it. And that's when you lose time. So only the intense survive is a great advice if you want to move fast. Mismanaged emotions and stress are everyone's kryptonite. So we are submitted to 1,000 different stresses in our everyday lives, but those that are able to manage that stress and does not compromise their emotional management will have the upper hand. Many times I've seen people ruin months worth of work because they said the wrong thing to the wrong person while being in the wrong emotional state. So their ability to self-regulate your emotions is hugely predicated on how good is your stress management. So it pays off to learn how to manage your stress in order to drive superior emotional management. 6, wrong targets, wrong performance. See, Aristotle said that we are teleological beings. We need goals in order to function. We need to understand reality based on the goals that we set for ourselves in order to dominate it. The problem is that goal setting is a very hard topic to teach, and most people get it wrong. In fact, most advice is just plain ineffective. You've probably heard 1,000 times you need to set smart goals that are simple, measurable, attainable, realistic, and have a clear time frame. But that's bad advice. Smart goals are dumb because they lack a profound quality that makes all the difference, which is the fact they do not motivate you enough. If something is realistic and had a clear time frame, they're just not going to help you motivate yourself to attain it. If you're seeking to have a 20% revenue bump in the next 3 months with your business, you will not be as motivated to achieve that if you said, let's do a 200%, right? So it's never been about smart goals. It's about stretch goals. Stretch goals is those that sit outside of our current scope of our abilities, that force us to look at the problem from a different perspective. If I need to double my business in the next 3 months, I need to find a way of doing it. And just by asking the question, I give myself the ability to find a different answer. And that's why stretch goals are so important, because they truly help us get out of our comfort zone in a way that sustains motivation. And in the age of distraction, you cannot afford to not be motivated. Only what truly excites us will help us sustain as much motivation as we need. 7, wrong priorities, wrong progress. This is huge because in business, there's so many things happening that it's very easy to get swayed away off your goals, to listen to the wrong person, to have the wrong pressure from an investor, in essentially to deviate from the path that you set for yourself. And running enthusiastically in the wrong direction is a surefire way of not making progress. So you need to be clear about your priorities and defend them, which is why a huge component of performance in business is knowing what to work on, knowing exactly what it is that has to be done here, and committing to that with full focus. I've seen many times how people, smart entrepreneurs, will listen to the wrong person and start chasing the wrong metric and end up several months down the line in a dark place because they didn't do what they said they had to do. So wrong priorities, wrong progress. 8, and this one's huge. High standard cures everything. In case of doubt, what you need to do is more than yesterday. You need to be able to drive better quality work, do more reps, create more content, make more phone calls, send more emails, talk to more people, hire more people, sell more. It's all about being able to sustain ever increasing degrees of efficacy in whatever process that you have decided to set up in your business. If you have the clear goal of being 1% better every day, that compounds very quickly. And very soon you'll find that you are inevitable, that you drive progress, that you have so much momentum behind you that it's very hard to not get good results. So in case of doubt, elevate your standards, make things happen better than you made things happen last week, and see what happens. 9, it's all about the now. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, the famous psychologist that coined the term flow, but also Abraham Maslow before him, which is the famous psychologist of the pyramid of needs that also discussed peak experiences, they both discuss how happiness and contentment in life is found in profound focus, which is a strong experience of the here and now. And in business, what I've seen is that those entrepreneurs that are harder to reach, those that are not on social media 24/7 or cannot be reached by phone, are able to drive better progress than those that don't. It's all about knowing how to work with the supreme degree of focus on what needs to be done, without getting distracted, without chasing shiny object syndromes, without doing anything that is outside of the work during the work hours. If you focus on the now, you will start seeing how to drive exponential results from your work. And finally, number 10, and this one applies to life truly, is live it by design, not by default. I've never seen someone making the conscious decision to design their business, their life, their relationship as they wanted them to be fail at them. It may take longer, but they end up creating what they want. What I've seen on the other side is people living life by default and waking up a few months down the line not having the results they wanted in anything, business, life, relationship, everything. Make the conscious decision of understanding who you are, what you want, why you want it, and what price are you willing to pay for it. Because that's how you build great things, by being intentional about them, by knowing that you have the ability to make them happen if you truly want them to happen. These are 10 truths in business that I learned the hard way. If you see any value in the video, please like, subscribe, and send it to a friend that may need it. And until the next video, my friends, talk soon.